what the fuck do you think that you would cosplay? And also, for reference, the fuck should I cosplay?
You should cosplay as the first word. And welcome to the first word. We're discussing RWBY Volume 6, Episode 12 this week. Or Episode 11, sorry, 12 is next week. And, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the previews for 12. And, trying out some new things as we transition into the next season of Fandom Nonsense, as you can see. We're here. They're there. Aaron is over there working the cameras for us.
Where he belongs.
Hello.
And,
I get my own too, you fucker.
And yeah, no. I don't think there's much else to get into, so let's jump right into RWBY.
Ew. So what's the first thing to talk about here? I mean,
Fucking Ruby's face whenever she shot that cannon, or whenever she shot that fucking missile out of the air. Yeah. She's just like that fucking bitch.
It's my favorite mode for her.
I think it's the Thai face because it's the same face that Yang makes whenever she blocks fucking Adam's attack later on. Just like, don't even.
Bitch, please.
Yeah.
God.
Total bitch please face.
and that's like my favorite mode for RWBY because she is so fucking upbeat and everything. When she does get serious, it's just like you can fucking feel it kind of thing. It's a lot
more impactful when a character like that shows their more intense, serious side.
Yeah. So we were wrong, and I'm glad that Weiss doing a summon and the knight fucking fighting the mech.
Oh yeah. This was a lot cooler.
Yeah. Fucking shonen fight with your friends fucking was way cooler.
We still have time. It might come to that.
There might be a portion
I love
of it.
the Wasp though. He was in the kitchen cooking and I was in his bedroom and I literally screamed.
The Wasp showed up in season 5. That was the first time she used that big old.
Yeah. What's going to happen is they're going to take down the mech early in the next episode. This attack is going to do it. At least going to disarm it, and then that giant Grimm fucking kaiju is going to fucking pop out of the water. And there's not going to be a defense for it because that's what the mech was for in the first place.
Right. Or it'll come in the 11th hour of the mech fight, and then they'll have to work together to destroy it.
Because they took out the gun, so now they'll have to actually fight. But that also brings up the point of maybe we will get Super Paladin because that would be a way more dope way to do Super Paladin versus fucking.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that if we, after all this hype and knowing that that it has to be against a Grimm, she can't just pull him out of nowhere. If we don't get Silver Eyes against it, if we get a giant Grimm and we don't beat it with Silver Eyes, I'll be a little disappointed because we've been kind of building to that all season.
That's true.
That's fair. We also do
the last episode that's coming up?
No, we got 2 more.
We might get a RWBY incapacitated thing coming up. Yeah. And then they have to fight it without the Silver Eyes power.
That's possible. I think we're going to establish how powerful Silver Eyes is with someone who can actually kind of use it.
Right.
And how good RWBY can be with it, and then take her out.
Right.
Once we know, okay, this can win the game, well, then if you incapacitate RWBY, you kind of realize of what the stakes are.
What happens when you don't hit, his Silver Eyes a cone? What happens when you don't hit the whole thing?
No, it seems to be like a fucking blanket effect.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, anytime it's whenever the God of Light did it, it just fucking swept the whole region.
Whenever they were in the basement, went everywhere in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still, it was all in front of her, though. That's what I was saying. Maybe it's outward.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's anything that's in the direct line of the eyes shot.
Including peripheral, yeah.
That would make sense. It's obviously a forward movement kind of thing, not it doesn't go backward from anything that we've seen. It doesn't go all around.
But we'll get into more speculation later on, and of course, spoilers if you aren't a first member.
Oh yeah, well we kind of
They should know
Why
better now.
are you watching First Word if you aren't a first member?
I mean, to be fair, this is free. You can just sign up on YouTube on that button right down below, and just click that subscribe button, like this video, and share with your friends.
And be sure that you hit the bell so you get those notifications.
Your life will be much better. Your penis will grow as much as you want it to. Your vagina will grow as much as you want it to.
I got nothing on that. Thought about it, didn't touch it.
So how about Jean's use and ability of grabbing fucking Nora
That was really neat.
Oh.
Yeah.
whenever she went like that, like able to like quickly like put his aura on her?
And he went like full gold there too. It wasn't
Yeah.
like just the little like white that we've seen a lot before.
He
It's
must have been focusing on
Yeah,
his semblance.
which shows that he's been like really training his head to like get into it and go through it, because he had like that was like legit strategy. That definitely wasn't just off the cuff, like doing it out of like random. Like he knew what he was about to do before he did it.
He's probably had plenty of time to like work with it and figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
This episode was a really good example of what I mean by John being the better strategist between him and Ruby. Ruby's approach, and it usually works, is find the best attack to take it down. And John was like, it's big. It's not designed to fight fucking people. It's designed to fight giant Grimm. We can use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Like finding the most effective way, which isn't always to hit it the hardest.
Yeah, for sure. And then Oz coming up with, Oscar
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
coming
awesome.
up with the plan was a really cool thing for bringing him out as more of a, like, he's really starting to get this whole combat thing.
Yeah.
The fact that he got on the ship and said that he'd be better on there, but didn't really do anything up there was kind of.
I mean,
I mean,
he's not a fighter. He's not as much of a fighter as they are.
He was the eyes because he was reporting to Ruby and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
He got a close look on the mechanism and determined its weakness by being up in the air.
Yeah.
And he was the
that
one who
makes
was like, Ruby, watch out, whenever they went to blast.
sense. Got you. Yeah. I guess I didn't really think about all that. I just wanted to see him. I have this big thing where I want to see him like actually fight something that isn't.
I don't think he's
What's his
gonna
face?
be put into Hazel.
Hazel. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be put in a position to fight unless someone comes after him directly.
I mean, it makes sense,
Like
but I
Hazel.
also want him to like, just take the fucking thing and like step up where he doesn't need to be there, just as a I'm here. I am doing this. I am like capable. I don't need to be protected. Essentially he does right now, but like, I want him to have like a moment of I can do this and be a part of this team that doesn't have another member.
I don't
And
think-
I want him to really be a part of Juniper.
I don't think we're getting that this season. We're not getting that this season
No,
at
no,
all.
sure,
And he's
but I
never
want that to
he's
happen.
never going to be part of Juniper. That's never going to happen. He's way too important for that. Right?
Yeah, he's got a lot bigger things to do.
I feel like between Nora and between him and John's rocky relationship, that would be kind of cool for him to jump into that team.
Well, and also I don't think that ever, at least as far as we've seen, I don't think that happens.
What do you mean?
Well, like we don't know the details. We know that Team Stark ended on some pretty bad terms, and yet there was never any replacement. It's always Summer, Ty, Raven, and Crow.
Oh, okay.
Like teams don't, even if someone dies or there's a falling out, teams are for life.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the beginning of season 4, them trying to figure out the name because Ruby was on the team. Like, is that not?
I mean,
That exact thing?
Because that was a different team. That's not.
Yeah.
That was just a ragtag like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bunch of
Ranger's
hooligans.
not a real official team because it wasn't formed out of school or whatever.
And Ranger's not a color.
What?
Is Ranger a color?
Yeah,
Ranger's a color?
green.
Green. Yeah.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
Junior's not a color.
Nah, that's right.
Although you could say it was baby blue if you wanted to.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
Good deal.
there's
I
this.
mean,
If you wanted.
I've never heard anybody
What's a
refer
junior for a
to that
female?
color.
Little Miss.
Are you still a junior?
I don't know. I've never heard of any female being named after someone
It's
fully and then being
A lot
a
are,
senior or
but they
junior
just
or whatever.
don't.
Yeah, they don't do the junior or senior.
Yeah, because it's more about like this has nothing to do with RWBY. Fucking the patriarchal structure of like it being Mr. and Mrs. man's names. So the junior is just to differentiate between father and son.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, fucking Oscar. How do you really think that plan's gonna go over exactly how they want it to?
What plan?
The blow up the arm.
I don't think any plan is going to go high.
Oh, I didn't think we were getting into talking about
it's already
the preview.
No, yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We still got a whole episode to talk about.
Oh yeah, that was the preview. I didn't even.
So
I mixed it in with it.
Crow's voice, whenever he talked to Ren after he like picked him up and like grabbed him and pulled him up, he sounded like he was finally like come to terms like I'm not the leader of this team, like I'm not the person who's looking after these kids anymore. Again, especially when he was like, "What'd you find?"
Yep.
Like the way he talked to him is more as if he was like a team member. Yeah. What'd you find?
What are you selling?
He's suddenly Australian,
But-
also Resident Evil.
I mean,
Yeah. You could definitely hear more of like a less of a I'm trying to be the leader and trying to like help you guys get through this because I'm the eldest. I've been doing this, and more of a I need to take a back seat. I need to stop feeling so burdened with all of this.
Yeah, whenever Crow's like, "G'day, mate. Got any Fosters?"
Yeah. And well, I mean, and that obviously is a huge part of fucking the conversation with RWBY in the house is like obviously the fucking thing that did that.
No, I think it's more the last one.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
No, whenever they were outside and everything, and
Okay.
she was just like, "You're like we were to come here regardless. We're not your responsibility." And he's like, "How did you grow up so fast?"
I drank
How
milk.
did you grow up so fast?
How did you grow up so fast, matey? A little less.
How did you grow up so fast?
How did you grow up so fast?
Baba Ganoush.
Oh man, let's talk about Bumblebee.
Yeah, that bike is
go.
gone. It's in the water.
What?
The bike, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, that thing's.
You meant the team.
I did mean the team, but
Called it.
We
She
were
hit him
right.
with the bike.
she did hit him with the bike.
Totally hit him with the bike. Called it last week.
Yep, you did call it last week for sure.
Well, you're finally right about something, Aaron.
Everybody gets one.
But the fucking synergy between Blake and Yang right now,
Oh yeah.
killing it.
Yeah.
I liked how they tied it in with the moment they had in the fucking, what was it, the apathy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brunswick Farms.
Yeah. Brunswick. Yeah.
Yeah, where, you know,
She
Blake was
"I
all
can
like, I
protect
can
you."
protect you, and Yang's like, bitch, I don't need protecting. You're fucking Yang, Xiaolong. and now,
They held hands.
yeah,
They're like,
now Blake's like, yeah, this is motherfucking Yang Xiaolong.
It's like my whole gig is to not protect myself very hard so that I can hit harder later. Like that's the
basically.
whole thing.
I also like how she kind of subtly implied Adam was a pussy.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, she doesn't have to feel all the pain.
It's
What a
like
bitch.
that's cheap.
Yeah.
But I also like how Yang's and Adam's semblances are quite similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is neat.
I like
It's a cool thing to the fight.
Right.
Yeah.
whenever Yang got hit by that final blast from Adam, and like you see her cover her she covers up her eyes.
Yeah.
Whenever she gets hit by that, and you can see like the scarring on that. If it would have been any previous time of Yang, like you wouldn't have gotten you would have gotten red eyes.
Yeah.
She would have started
Yeah.
freaking out. That was supposed to be like a reveal of I'm over this. Like I'm a better person. I'm a better fighter.
Did either of those semblances work in the way that they put back more power than they take in? Is it like their addition? Is it like the power plus the additional their own power?
I think so. I don't think it's just like.
I feel
I
like
think it's amplified. Yeah.
I feel like Adams isn't actually amplified because it doesn't seem like he's using his own power in the sword. It seems like
No,
he's
his
using
sword,
the power
like,
that
it
he
seemed like
takes.
his sword collects
Yeah,
the
and
power
then
that Aang's.
yeah.
Yeah, but he can.
Last-
Power of angst.
Yeah, the power.
Power
He's
of
collecting the
angst.
power of
True.
angst from Yang.
Um,
He's like making a conscious decision of when to exert it, though.
Right.
So I think it has to do with his emotions.
I feel like the coolest thing about that, if we
It's like the sword's just a conduit. Yeah.
if we do get like a calm red eyes moment, it will be even better because it will be, I feel like, her using her shit and then letting it hit her again. so that she's like using the power that he's throwing at her of her own. So I feel like she's gonna start hitting him a little harder and letting it hit him
on the sword.
Yeah, and then use that fully against him in the end.
She's gonna use it strategically the way her dad was trying to teach her to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, but we won't have like not like a freak out, like she like freak out tantrum, like she. That's why I was saying a calm Red Eyes moment. Like she still has to go Red Eyes to use the actual power. I feel like.
But
I think it's related to her semblance.
Yeah, it is. I mean, at least it looks that way. I mean, anytime she's ever brought that power back, it's done that.
But I don't think calm Red Eyes is a thing though, because her semblance is her fucking. It's her raging out.
You can use your rage as that's like a tenet of some martial arts.
Like that whole like the fight or flight, fucking like that's what you were saying more than what I was saying.
Which isn't that what her dad was trying to teach her? Was how to try and channel her thing.
The trick is whenever like
her. I probably got the impression her dad was trying to teach her not to have to rely on her semblance.
No, not to have to use her emotions at all. But there is a method of training people to go through where they try to just like instill in themselves the ability of complete control over their emotions, and it doesn't mean not having them, because the whole idea, like if you're in like a situation where you have to attack somebody, then you kind of need some of that emotional base of like what it takes to commit violent acts.
Does the Red Eyes,
and it's a controlled burn.
Does the Red Eyes amplify her defensive shit as well?
I think the Red Eyes is just like it's a secondary effect to her using that power that she's been doing.
When I say Red Eyes, I just mean her
semblance.
I just mean her using her semblance in general.
Right.
Like, because that's every time that she's actually used her semblance, we've seen her with Red Eyes. I'm just calling it Red Eyes.
I feel like that they'll still go. I feel like that they'll still go red. I feel like it's the same. It's the same basis as like Super Saiyans.
Yeah.
At first, they had to go through like this huge rage to be able to go Super Saiyan, and then later on, they could just go, and it's yellow.
Yeah, but that's the thing of what I was saying was, does that also amplify her defensive shit? Because it would be really cool to like see her do that, and like her eyes go red just like while she's standing there calmly, and then she just starts blocking shit.
Right. Well, I see.
Adam
maybe an Ultra Instincts type moment.
Adam can cut through aura without breaking it. That's why he was able to cut through Yang's arm and stab Blake.
Right. Also, I think that the defensive capabilities that she might gain from being in that sort of state wouldn't come from her being more adept at defending herself. I think it would probably come from her ability to, in her like heightened state, be less aware of the pain she's experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I think there would be some defensive boon
Also,
to her.
Does she continue to gain power while she's using it?
Nope, it's a stamina drain. It's just like Super Saiyan. It's just like going Super Saiyan.
So like when she starts to use it, she doesn't keep gaining shit from getting hit. So it doesn't really matter that she has a deadened sense of pain.
No, like her dad literally just nicknamed it a tempered hand.
Yeah.
She doesn't gain much from it.
Yeah.
Which it would make sense to only use it then at when you absolutely had to, as a last ditch effort.
Yeah.
Because then you'd have all the stored energy from the fight.
And this is why I wish that they would do like
Super Saiyans do it.
Character breakdowns of like, and obviously now like we're getting it in story, but after the story has gotten to a certain point and we have not seen like stuff in between about how the semblances actually work, I hope they go back and do character breakdowns.
I mean,
everybody.
in like the video game, you
actually works to a T.
Yeah.
They did a lot of that kind of stuff in the World of Remnant, and people still complained about like it not being in the actual show, and people will still ask questions that were clearly answered in World of Remnants and stuff. So just wait for it to be answered in the actual show. Yeah. Speaking of waiting for it to be answered in the actual show, Gamble's Shroud is dead.
Gamble's Shroud?
Blake's weapon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Blake's gonna get a new weapon. I wonder what that's gonna.
I didn't even think about that.
What you were talking about for a second.
Gamble Shroud.
We had already talked about the fact that she's missing one anyway.
That sounds like she's
missing
gobbling
half
the.
No, she's the other side of the ribbon this week.
Man,
Does she?
Yeah.
speaking of her weapon, How about whenever she fucking like
She was Spider-Man.
took her sheath and put Adam's sword in her sheath as he was attacking.
Yeah.
Suggested.
That was the coolest shit in the world.
Suggested.
Some
ruined the point.
some are thinking that that might be foreshadowing.
Like she's gonna get his weapon.
Yeah.
Put like a.
And then Yang and her are both. Because is it?
It's
so
his
semblance.
It's his semblance, and the sword is a conduit.
Yeah.
So what is the sword? Have we gotten what the sword's made out of at all, or anything?
It's probably just
about
a
the actual
sword.
I think it's vibranium.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
Adamantium.
some super dope fucking. It's gotta be adamantium. At this point.
It's tungsten.
Like-
It's
Can we talk
fucking
about
tungsten.
the thing on his eye?
Oh, the fucking
Yeah.
the Schnee Dust Company brand.
SOS?
SDC.
Yes,
SDC.
Schnee Dust Company.
Yeah.
I asked about that earlier.
Yeah, I
didn't
get it.
Put it together.
Yeah.
That
That
fucker
was.
got
As soon as I left the bedroom, I was just like, was Adam tested on or something?
I'm
He was a slave.
I'm gonna say slave trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he worked in the mines.
I had no idea on that one, but yeah,
I mean, that
Schnee
would
Dust
explain
Company,
why they
branded,
targeted-
fucking.
SDC slaves do.
Something I was saying about though, like they obviously didn't put the Schnee Dust Company thing on everybody's face. Like Adam had to have been a shit before they did
He
that.
probably got marked the way that African American slaves got marked
Yeah.
when they tried to run.
Yeah,
Ah,
that and yeah, with what you're saying, he had to have been like
that's painful.
a shitty
Sucks.
fucking like obviously.
Now hold.
against the-
He was
not-
a slave.
Yeah. Thank you.
Not no. To them.
Well, if he just worked harder.
to
No.
them, I mean, like, I'm not saying that from
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm saying that
Like,
he would have obviously been like super anti-authority on that subject and
Yeah.
like would have
But here's the thing.
done a lot to cause commotion.
Might not have. That's the thing. This could have been what created the Adam that we know. He may have just fucking just not worked fast enough or something, or saw somebody else being picked on and fucking tried to stop it or something. We don't know why.
Do you think we're gonna get more of a backstory before what I assume is they're gonna kill him?
Nah, he ain't dead this season. He's coming back
I
Why?
mean, like,
because he's
eventually.
gonna come back stronger.
No,
better,
he's already come
faster.
back.
Gross.
Yeah.
I feel like
There's nothing left there.
I fucking hope not.
Kill him. Kill him.
His like monologue of where he was like, "I've been hurt before. People have like scarred me, but yours hurt the worst."
You
And,
did
like,
the
it's like,
worst,
oh.
Blake, when you left.
Yeah,
me
you weren't
alone.
I
around.
feel like we'll get an exposition scene in the next one of what happened to make that scar.
I'll tell you what, if we get a fucking flashback
Have you
in this next scene of fucking Adam, he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
For
Like,
sure.
I don't need that. I have no desire to see like Adam's backstory or anything. I get it, some shit happened to him. The only thing left with Adam was his eyes. That was the only thing left to do with that character, and we've done that now.
Yeah. Now that we've seen his eyes, we can
He's-
see his coffin.
Yeah.
That's dark.
I mean,
It's dang.
I still want to see it, but I know it's not required.
Yeah, I would like to see it, but honestly, if I don't, that's fine. I just
Yeah.
want him dead.
if it takes away from other content that I want to see, then no.
Hmm.
But if it's going to be, compulsory,
You know what else Yang lost? Or not Yang.
yeah.
Blake. Blake also lost her fucking coat. She's probably gonna get an outfit change as well.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, is this the first time like any of them have lost their jackets or something?
Yeah, like that was a weird thing to. That was a weird thing
Wearing
for
that
them to
shade of purple
lose.
The whole time.
No, I mean she used to just be black and white, wasn't she?
No, it
she's
was
always-
like an ombre with purple inside of it.
She's always had some perp in there.
I will fight you.
Apologies.
I just didn't notice that fucking gorgeous shade of purple until this
It's
fucking
amazing.
episode. Awesome. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, it's always been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Blake's sense of style.
Mhm.
A whole lot.
pretty dope. I think I'm a fan most of Yang's though. I really like the brown and yellow.
Honestly,
And the leather.
she looks a little bit too much like she is auditioning for one of the villains in Mad Max.
Yeah.
If she
Yeah,
just had
but
a little
it-
bit of dust on her.
With the motorbike and everything.
Yeah, she's got a whole Mad Max.
I know.
thing.
It's
Which is
okay,
fine.
as long
I mean, they were wonderful.
It's fine.
it's fine. Still like it.
Right. Style-wise, for me, it goes Blake, Weiss, Ruby, Yang.
Ruby, Blake, Weiss, Yang.
Yang.
Ruby, Blake, Yang, Weiss.
Yang, Ruby, Blake, Weiss for sure for me. I'm still trapped in that emo phase, so feel like, but not goth. So I feel like RWBY hits me a little more than Blake does.
Dude, she's like 16. Jesus.
What?
No.
Aaron, you made it dirty.
You made it dirty. Not what I meant
I don't
at all.
Now, I think RWBY, like, stylistically is more goth than
100%.
Blake.
She has that corset, she has the skirt, she has the combat boots.
Shit's all fucking ripped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a
Shit's all
goddamn
ripped.
cape.
But she's still what? Well, what
She's
would you
a
call
scythe.
Blake is more like.
pretty kitty goth? That's literally what that is.
She's Hot Topic goth, if
It's
anything.
either that, that's pretty
Even
kitty
that.
goth.
I think
It's like-
she's more like.
Maybe scene.
She's
See, I
basically
see.
wearing like leggings and a crop top or a sports bra. Like she's more athletic with an overcoat on.
She's probably got a sports bra on.
She
She does
reminds
have
me.
fucking-
has a sport.
She's like this. I want to say like almost like new Art Deco, like fucking.
You're trying to really get this out.
I can't find the word for it, but it's like postmodern is how I see Blake. Yeah.
See, but I feel like the duster throws that off for me and makes her look more goth.
But
than
that's
RWBY.
that's like the most postmodern thing about it. The white, the stark white of it.
Yeah, but
The stark white makes it look like her outfit's darker than it actually is. It makes
Exactly.
parts of it look like it's black when it's all purple.
that makes sense. We can't hear your mumbles.
Oh yeah, you can.
I heard it.
Are you on a different?
I'm on a lapel.
Oh yeah, you have the lapel. I keep forgetting.
Neat.
Yep. That's why I have to watch how loud I talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking during the fight.
Yang's fucking triple punch.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's what I was about to get into. Was
Ooh.
you? I feel like there was an actual like literal callback to Yang and her dad fighting.
The entire
When-
thing was a
when she
callback to
started-
them.
Oh,
when she
yeah.
started actually like full boxing.
Yeah, her form is much.
Her leg work is the biggest thing I was
just,
thinking
like,
about.
Fucking up.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yang's much more of a badass now than she was before.
Yeah.
Same
She-
with Blake, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I wasn't right and it didn't start with like her just coming in and punching.
Yeah.
Because
Blake.
You're glad
one,
it came with
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee?
Yeah, one Bumblebee, dope, and two,
that's dope.
like her coming in punching would have kind of showed off that rage factor, and that's what we're trying to get away from now.
Oh, the
Way
moment
better.
the moment Yang fucking lands and sees Adam and has that brief moment of just like shock in her eye and then
Yeah.
just like focus, like
Yeah.
like that was perfect. It wasn't too much like we thought it might be, and then you fucking once the adrenaline wears off,
Yeah.
then you get the fucking tremors.
Yep, that fucking shake into the handhold was like obvious shonen trope perfect, but
Mhm.
like still it was perfect. Like fucking
So, do we want to talk about the bees in the room?
which one?
What?
The bumbling of the bees and the
He's talking about Ruby, not Ruby and Blake.
shipping
Blake and
them?
White.
Yeah.
Blake, god damn it. Blake and
Why?
Yang.
I mean,
I
I
think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
Nah.
But
I want it. I think it's going to happen.
There's no reason to even
I'm
want it.
Solidly with it. It's probably going to happen.
They're-
We have no reason to believe that it's not going to happen.
their relationship is already dynamic and interesting enough as friends.
That's cool.
You're very much so
Understandable.
against people being couples though in like anime.
Yes.
That's not always true.
However,
Whoa!
I'm against this culture of any form of affection has to be sexual and romantic.
Right.
but you also
exactly.
ship Sun. with
What?
her.
Yeah, but that's because they gave
Yeah.
like
Because
open
they
like
have the-
showing like
the-
that's
When he asked her,
Crush on
when
her.
he asked her to the fucking dance. When he asked.
You're
when
talking
Sun
about the
asked,
groundwork, man. You're
When
talking
Sun,
about
no,
laying
just
the,
think
laying
about
the
this for a
floor
second.
out.
Think about this for a second. When Sun asked her to the fucking dance, she expressed no interest in wanting to go. And then as soon as Yang came
No,
by,
no,
and
no,
was
no, no,
like,
no, no,
"Here,
no. You are fucking that up. That has nothing to do with it. It has
no,
nothing
hold
to
on, just let me finish my point. When Yang came by and was like, "You should go," blah blah blah. You should come out to the dance.
I want that fucking,
That
mark
has
from
nothing
the
to do
record.
with it. It's just funny. I'm just saying. No, this is my point. Is that she expressed no interest in wanting to go, and then all of a sudden, when Yang expressed that she wanted her to go.
No.
But that was clearly as a favor
She
to the
went.
team.
And then
You are.
That was clearly a favor to the
Nah,
team
son.
there's a lot more
because
Yeah.
No,
Weiss,
okay.
Weiss and Yang came at her saying, "You need a break."
That's the
It
reason
wasn't
why I
just-
don't ship Sun. Is because she had no fucking interest in going with him. She went because he
Right,
was
but
the one
that's
to go
that's
with.
not where their interaction ended.
Right, and
How many times
it
have you
has-
asked out a girl and she says no, and then later on some stuff happened?
And that has really,
Not often, honestly.
and that has.
Typically happens off the cuff or I give up.
You're making it sound like she
You're a real
didn't.
gentleman.
You're making it sound like she didn't want to go with Sun, and then Yang asked her, and she changed her mind. It had nothing to do.
Yeah,
No, it's
even,
not.
even if that's true, that doesn't mean that it's because she wants to get all bumbling on her bees. It
Like,
just means that it just means that she respects her and her desires and the team as a whole.
Yeah,
Yeah, Yang made the argument to her. Sun was just like, go with me, and wasn't fucking paying attention or anything. And Yang was just like, hey, you're going to kill yourself if you keep doing this. Give yourself a break.
Yeah, and one of the main things that deepens Sun as a character is his consistent care and
Or free-caredness,
support
honestly.
of Blake and
And her family.
and their family.
And the fact that he's kind of like a polar opposite of Adam.
That in itself, the fact of his relationship with Gira.
Right.
His
Oh yeah.
his
Mom's
out-
like, oh,
Yeah.
well, Aaron just made a good point. His like total opposite thing of Adam.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Adam, which is what she would probably be going after.
The dad doesn't like him at first, but then comes around as he sees that he's a better person,
And in
even though
this
he's very unlike him.
In this episode, they did just, as I said earlier, compare Adam and Yang, saying that they were similar people.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
Yes, but they're similar people with differing.
I mean,
qualities.
That's true. Okay, we're getting off topic here.
That's not off topic.
Here's
what
the
we're
fucking
talking about.
here's the fucking point.
Here's the biz.
Colin,
He's about to give you the biz.
Blake and Yang can love each other and not be shipped, and I think that is we're
That's
seeing.
fine and dandy.
Same with Ruby and
However-
Weiss.
Mm-hmm.
They could also love each other and actually ship.
But speaking
And
of
it'd be
ships,
fine.
They could, and it would be fine, but it wouldn't be as strong.
Yeah.
Because then what's Sun gonna do? Sun's just gonna be a bitch?
Well,
We're gonna cuck Sun?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sun's off doing whatever.
there's no reason to have kept Sun around for this
Yeah.
long if he's not a fucking love interest.
No.
Yes, there is. He's a
What?
fucking he's a fucking badass character in general.
Yeah, whose whole...
And
Okay,
if we get more fucking exposition on his story later, then it might tie in a little more. And because he was a fucking fine.
He's also going to be our guide through Vacuo, most likely.
but we could have come back to him then.
Yeah.
Like,
We didn't have to go.
What?
fucking,
Yeah.
He was also Blake's fondest friend.
Funky, coffee, like there's so many people that are interesting characters that we could still follow, and yet the only one that's not on our two main teams is Sun.
We could have followed Mercury.
I hate to bring it to this, but also Michael plays him.
That has
So
nothing.
he's-
That has nothing to do
And
with it.
that is a part of why some people like him is because Michael is playing him.
Yeah, but some people like other characters too. Of the secondary characters introduced throughout the first 3 seasons, Sun is definitely not my favorite character. I like Sun, but there's a way more characters that are still around that I would love to see what they're up to at this point, and not follow that same character for 3 volumes.
I want to see Velvet
Can we get on
more.
that for a second?
But
You
his,
just say Velvet?
yeah, definitely Velvet.
Can we get
Velvet's
yeah.
cool.
But
Velvet.
his relationship with Blake, whatever it turns into,
Velvet's
because right
relationship?
now there's not much more to go on for Black Sun than there is Bumblebee. There's a little bit more, but not much more.
Exactly.
But there's the whole reason why he's still around is whatever his relationship with Blake is going to turn into.
It's to the point where if they accept the fact that they are not going to be shipped, if that Blake and Sun are not going to be shipped, then they'll have to address it somehow.
Yeah.
And I think that is stronger than if they didn't ship Blake and Yang, they wouldn't have to explain it at all because it's just that their friendship is that strong that they interact the way they do.
For me, it just kind of comes back to things like familial connections and stuff.
Yeah.
Like everything having to be like a family connection or a romantic connection.
We haven't had
is
a
just
love triangle trope yet.
Do we need one?
we don't
We
need.
don't need one, but
No.
it is a popular trope that happens a
Wait,
lot.
We've kind of had
Adam
one.
and
There's so
Sun.
many bigger things going on.
Jean, Weiss, and Pyrrha, kind of.
But Adam
Because Jean liked
Sun-
Weiss,
More-
Pyrrha
more-
liked Jean.
More
well,
Jean,
that's not really.
more Jean Weiss and
Mercury.
Neptune.
Neptune.
Yeah.
Why do I keep
I'm
saying
more meant.
that's right.
I'm more meant an interest in where the one party, being Blake, has an interest in two different people, and has to make a decision.
Well, Adam, Blake,
Like,
and Sun,
yeah.
as I keep saying.
But that's not.
They all three interacted.
They're not making a. That's not making a decision. She fucking isn't going back to her abusive ex. Like it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I know, but like.
This would
It's
be
the
like.
closest thing we've gotten
Yeah,
to
it's
a
never
love
gonna happen.
triangle. I hope not. Oh, she kills him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Your eyes just told how devious that was. I hope she kills him.
That has no opposition or emotional bearing as fucking. Doesn't have anywhere near as much opposition or emotional bearing as it would be Blake picking between Sun and Yang.
Why would she?
She wouldn't have to pick though. She's gonna have to pick.
What are they gonna bring Polly into this?
Maybe.
Well, the way you're pushing it, they might as well.
Right.
I'm not pushing it.
Oh,
I
you're
just
pushing
want
it. You're on the forums every night, Colin. Fucking
But speaking of
Blake
ships,
X Yang.
speaking of ships, Nora, whenever Ren, was like,
Ooh.
don't touch my man.
Man,
Give me
even
back my man.
yeah, even more than that. Whenever back to whenever fucking Jean like saved Nora from that hit. Fucking Rin's yell of no. Oh man, that was killer.
Yeah.
Hope we get. I definitely
I
hope
need
we
something
get a
from
little
that
more.
before they die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely,
They're not dying.
I definitely need
Might.
more fucking Rin acknowledging it.
Yeah. As much as Ren can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe one of them gets hurt.
He's gotten a lot more emotional in these past few seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you've gotten a
Season
lot
4,
more out of
we
him.
got so much of him that I think we now just understand how he's dealing with things better.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily.
well, I feel like Rin has to initiate for me to get any satisfaction out of it.
Like
No, I mean, like in the sequence of fucking like maybe one of them gets hurt, and then like
Oh yeah.
the first
Yeah.
scene is like, oh shit, this is how I feel about this,
Right.
and then something happening would
Right.
probably be a small kiss or something like that, but like
the show-
something to really fucking.
Yeah. I think the shonen way of doing this would be to have Nora get hurt, and then Ren have the reaction, and then like
Yeah.
learn from the way he responded to that, how he
I'm
actually
gonna
feels about
scream
it.
at
And
They're
And then everyone around him can't feel anything for a while because
they're in a relationship.
Yep.
Are they?
Yeah. That's established after season 4. Like
Yeah, they held hands. She fucking leaned on his shoulder. It's very strongly hinted at that they're sharing a room, and she just called him my man. Like,
But they've never addressed it because
That's
every
fair.
time like they
You don't
come out,
have
like,
to.
We're
It's
not
like-
together.
yeah, you
We're
don't-
not together. So
but
they
that was
keep saying-
before, and now they are
I want
together.
someone to
Together.
address it, though. I want it to be in my face
Yeah.
for just a second.
I don't know how it feels pretty right there. Like I see Renora just like right here.
I mean, I always thought that it was happening or was going to happen, but that didn't like. I don't know. It wasn't as blatant.
Yeah.
They didn't do enough with Ren and Nora in Volume 5, and that's part of where that
Yeah,
suffers.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it did
Volume
kind of.
6.
Because
Volume 6 the end?
it definitely seemed
Hmm?
like
Oh.
in
Volume 6
4.
to the end? Or it's Volume 7, sorry.
No.
Volume 7 the end.
they have at
Oh,
least
God,
10
no.
seasons prepped.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
It's like RWBY, man. It's
There's
gonna
lots
go
of things to
forever.
go.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. There's so much.
Well, there's some kind of.
Oh, I wish you could have switched the
We've
cameras.
only gotten one relic so far.
Oh, you got a risky business going on.
I am the risky
Tom
business.
Cruise, chill your fucking tits.
Why we gotta be throwing lit cigarettes around? This is my whole thing.
We do that.
I know you have. What the fuck?
It literally landed like right on the cord in the carpet, and I was like, something's about to catch fire.
No, I didn't touch the cord.
Are you sure?
100%. I was the one that grabbed it. I was looking right down at it.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Your depth perception's not the best.
It really is.
Oh.
Anyway, what else? What do we have?
Who we?
I mean,
RWBY's on an actual cliffhanger.
She is.
She is.
She. Yeah. Okay. So she's been using her fucking semblance this whole fight.
Yeah.
Does her semblance have like a stop point where like she can only go so far? Do you think
Or
she came out of the?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you saw it like as she kept on using it, like it was getting shorter and shorter. Like her her aura is starting to get weak from how often she keeps using it.
There's no way she would have missed that fucking jump if she wasn't fucking depleted. And then in the preview for next week's episode, she's like just inching her way up the fucking wall.
Is it a float and glide or is it a fly?
I think that's why we have Jean on the ground right now. Because if he was up, he would have just been able to like put his hand on her and get her aura back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, not right now. Yeah. Oh, that's why you said down. I got you.
I think it was John who had his hand on Weiss, like trying to comfort her about the fact that Ruby was over on the edge.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
was he up?
John's depleted as fuck. He used up everything, taking that hit from the mech.
Which that was super badass for you to mention that, but fucking hell.
However, doesn't he gain his shit back a little faster than everybody else?
I think if he puts his hands on himself,
I need a minute.
Jean has more. I don't know what that means that he fucking.
Well, I think it explained that it's harder for him to gain it back because he uses it. Like he has to use his more, but he has more of it. What am I saying?
It has a bigger well of it, but it's harder to get that.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a big old truck with a big old gas tank, you know. It's like it can go up
or like an actual
well,
full, but, you know.
or like an actual well. I guess. if you dug into the ground, that too. I
Spent a lot of time with that.
Some I want to know. How did Calavera? How did she catch that rocket in a mech suit and it not blow up?
She's in the Matrix, man. She downloaded that program.
She is a fucking like badass.
It's still a rocket.
I imagine
she's probably used that mech more than once, I would assume.
I mean, all of her soldiers were like cheering for her whenever it was going on.
Maybe her semblance has something to do with predicting shit or
what?
operating
You think
mechs.
she's the actual like? I mean, she's been the yin to the yang of fucking.
Are you shipping her with Yang now?
Maria.
Where does it end with you?
Do you ship everyone, Colin?
With
I
Yang.
don't.
Everybody loves
And-
everybody.
And also, I am typically against shipping obviously het characters homosexually.
Right.
And just out of the why like it doesn't make any sense. Like people who ship like Hanzo and fucking McCree, like that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
From Overwatch?
Yeah, but in this situation we don't know how they align.
Maybe
know-
Calavera and what's her name dated for a little while. Maybe we could ship them too. Like that, they used to be together, and it's actually like hate boners. The lady in the mech.
I mean, the best you're going to get is them being bi.
An old lady hate boner?
Old lady hate. Band name, I called it.
Name of the episode.
I mean, the evidence is there, especially for Yang, and if we're going to assume that Blake and Adam's relationship was personal in that way, then I think it was, then, I mean, we know that they're straight, so the best you can hope for is them being bi, but there's really nothing to say that, besides their interaction with each other, which
And
is
that's why I'm saying I'm usually
Right.
against doing that.
Yeah.
When it doesn't make sense at all.
Who
But
has-
I feel like in this situation it kind of does.
Who has Yang expressed attraction for?
No one.
I mean, she's made remarks about boys and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Oh, you can't remember.
There's been nobody in particular that she's like been like, ooh, I want to get up in that.
Yeah,
Right.
she's never been like, oh man, really want to fist that guy's fart box.
That's,
The worst thing I've ever said. I'm sorry.
you could have said tongue punch.
No, but yeah, you think Yang isn't gonna be fisting people?
Tongue punch.
She's all about them them fists.
Them punches. Tongue punch.
Why have I
fart
heard
box.
someone tongue punch a fart box before?
You've heard someone do it?
That is from
Where's that
something.
from?
I would.
Oh, I thought you meant you actually heard somebody tongue punch a fart box.
It is from something. I don't remember what it's from, but that whole phrase is like a
Tongue punch
puncher.
your mom's fart box is what I remember hearing in something.
All right.
Let's get back. Let's just
sorry.
Here's my thing. I think what's her name? Girl piloting the mech, the old lady.
Yeah, Cordovan.
Yeah, sure. I think her semblance has something to do with her operating that machine or her perception.
Do you think her and Maria have similar semblance?
Maybe in that they both relate to vision.
Maria's semblance isn't
Silver Eyes, you're right.
isn't the Silver Eyes. That's not her semblance.
I mean, I wasn't saying that Cordova's her thing was to do with her eyes. I meant like perception.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
Hers,
that.
reflexes.
Yeah, reflexes. Preflexes.
Reflexes.
Which I didn't catch the first time that she said that she
I
said
didn't either.
reflexes.
Yeah, I had that second time. So, I'm thinking possibly she has a similar, I almost said quirk, similar semblance, and that is why she was able to catch the rocket out of the air. She might just be a badass.
Yeah, I think it's probably that.
See, I mean, yeah, but the tips of rockets will still like blow up upon contact of something. Huh?
She didn't catch it by the tip.
She grabbed the entire thing.
Yeah,
Well,
she caught it.
She caught it.
Caught the whole
Like-
thing.
She pinched him by the sides.
She just like that would have been a lot more
It
impressive.
was
Just
in
going.
between her middle knuckles, right? It was in the middle, right?
We don't know where it was. We don't know where she grabbed it from.
Pretty sure.
You couldn't see it. No, she just grabbed
Maybe
it,
they're
and it was.
designed not to explode on impact with the mech.
It may have to be a fucking harder force of impact to detonate it or something.
Possibly.
She just grabbed it just gently
Grab
enough.
it by the side. She detached the like fuse from
They had.
So she's also. So the mech is also the Flash, and it's able to.
We also had to establish that
like,
she is
when she
not.
grabbed it.
Nah, dude,
separate.
Ruby's the fucking Flash. Those fucking rocket hops.
Yeah, that was cool.
We
Yeah.
also had to establish that she is not just some crazy fucking old lady. She is in her position for a goddamn reason.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that she pulled that off pretty much sets that in stone that,
Right.
hey,
She's so crazy.
I am still a badass, even though I am a crazy old lady, but I am also a fucking badass, and that's why I'm in the position that I'm in.
She still just wants to showboat, though.
So
For sure,
we haven't really
but
seen
for a reason at
Maria
this point.
do anything too badass in her.
No, all she's proving is that she's a crazy old woman. That's all she's proven these past two episodes.
Maria at this point.
Yeah.
I think she might have some fight left in her.
Oh, she definitely does.
I don't know if she could actually
might
fight.
She'll have some fucking
She's
attacks
got
of
some fight.
clones.
No, I don't think she'll.
Fucking Yoda moment.
I don't
Yeah.
think she'll fight. I just like.
She might
Just,
for a moment.
Always how I reference it is fucking. She's gonna have a Yoda moment at some point if they do it.
Right, and she's gonna be
If
like,
they don't, I'm not gonna be upset. Like,
yeah, it's
if
not.
it never happens,
Right.
Can we
perfect, cool.
can we call it a Roshi moment instead? Because Yoda moment implies that it shouldn't happen.
I don't think it should happen.
That's what I'm implying is
That's
that it
fair.
shouldn't.
I think the
There's no
clip that we
reason
got
for
of her
her
is all we needed.
Yeah.
The clip that we got of her in the past was all we needed to
One
know.
of the most badass fighters of all time. You just want to think that people like that can just
Why
fade
was
off.
it necessary for her to mention that she was the Grim Reaper if we weren't going to get something else about that?
Right, and for
You
her,
have to
her
stop
to
being
mention that it
badass.
wasn't her silver eyes, but her training that made her
Yeah.
so good.
Exactly. She
Yeah.
still has reflexes.
Yeah.
Even if you are a bitch, if you have good reflexes, you can be a good fighter.
Like, she's not established as a pacifist character.
Right.
So what's ageism? Like, what's the reason for not wanting Maria in the fight?
Okay, she doesn't look like she's really in any sort of shape to fight anything.
That's ageism.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she could definitely have.
It's
some-
definitely
some
what I
talent in her.
am
If,
with on that.
if
point.
this older, just as old bitch is piloting this helicopter.
Beck.
Never mind. this older woman, this kindly older lady. No, she's not kindly. She's piloting a mech, trying to kill the main character. Never mind. This older lady, just this older gentlewoman, is piloting this mech. She's still fully capable at her age. I'm sure at the ripe old age of whatever the fuck Maria is, she's still capable of doing some pretty intense physical things. Also, I bet your physical capabilities relate to your aura.
Yeah.
So she must have some significant amount more.
And I think that Maria is due for her own personal redemption. Like, she walked away from the fight, got herself dragged back into it, and now's her chance to redeem the fact of her, after she lost her eyes, being a coward for years. And the only way for her to do that is to get into the fight in some way.
Yeah,
honestly,
what she's doing is already.
I haven't fought a Grimm in
Well,
40
I
years.
feel like I would rather see her
She doesn't
get
fuck like
into.
that.
I would rather see that come out in like a training moment, and her come out and like show them.
I
that
mean-
I still know what I'm talking about.
But
kinda.
any training moment is going to be an actual fight.
Right, because she mentioned that the only way to
And-
train
That's a Silver
Eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah, but
Well,
that
I'm
she's
not talking about
that's
Silver
but that
Eyes.
she has,
We're not in a situation where they can just like fuck off and go to a dojo.
and she's not. She doesn't have any really like. She's not going to train the rest of them. I don't think she's there to be like their
Yeah.
new fucking dojo master or whatever.
No, we're strictly wants to help Ruby master Silver Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't think we'll get get it this volume, though. Like, I think that she's going to remain a support role in this fight. But I think that before... It'll probably be when Maria dies, because she probably will die. We can't keep adding people and not losing people every now and then. But
people gotta die sometimes.
People gotta die sometimes. But I think when she dies, she's going to go out in a blaze of glory. And
she's gonna take somebody's eyes and put them where her eyes used to be, and then she's gonna die.
And it's probably going to really upset her protege, and Ruby is going to freak out.
Yeah.
And destroy all the Grimm in the world.
Yeah. Because I still think that a primal Silver Eyes moment is still probably more powerful than controlled. Yeah. Probably more chaotic, but uncontrolled, obviously. But the damage it can do is probably way more widespread if Ruby just releases everything.
Silver Eyes is pure magic, right?
Yeah.
So it's not attached to aura.
Magic. So she can still do it in the state she's in.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
But she generally does pass out after it.
Yeah.
Magic. Who makes you pass out?
Magic kills.
So do you guys think it's going to be a whole bunch of smaller Grimm, or are we going to get one big Grimm?
From what I read on the RWBY Rewind chat, the kaiju is confirmed.
Confirmed?
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm...
Giant monster.
Okay.
Gojira. Giant. Yeah.
Ooh. Rodan.
So it probably won't be a giant, like a giant dragon thing, like in the last thing.
No.
I bet it would be like some kind of Kraken.
See, that's what I was thinking was going to be something like squid-like, which I thought would be like super cool.
Really dope. I was thinking about that when we were talking about fucking. We were talking about sea Grimm, and how I had not thought about it since the sea dragon. And that was one of the things that came up in my head was the squid or octopus.
Octopus.
Yeah.
Squawktopus.
Kraken-esque fucking. That would be dope. And it would be a really good fight for the mech.
So, I guess let's do predictions for next week's episode.
Okay. I already touched on mine. But here's where it goes. Alright. Fucking... John is woken up from his stupor and is then lays hands on Ruby, and the faith in the Lord is restored in her, and she's able to attack the mech. She breaks in to the command center phase thing where she shot earlier, and she has Maria in a backpack when this is happening. Maria leaps out of her backpack, steals what's her name? Cordova's eyes. Steals Cordova's eyes, and then in her rejuvenated form, they attack the Gojira together. But when they cut off its tentacles, more grow, like the thing in the thing, like a Hydra. Yeah, on the Squawktopus Hydrokin. Whenever they're attacking it.
It just keeps getting worse.
What do you fucking mean? This is what's gonna happen.
I rescind my statement. That's the name of it.
Right. Fucking Yang is gonna uppercut Adam, and then Blake is gonna have his sword, and he's gonna fucking, kebab him with the shish. And Adam's gonna die. We're gonna get some fucking exposition. He's gonna be like, "There's a reason I'm such a piece of shit," and then either gonna flashback, or Blake is gonna explain to Yang why he's such a piece of shit.
Which will probably end up being also a flashback, regardless of how it goes.
They better not flash back in the last 2 episodes.
Well, they can for a bit. That's
For
all
someone
right.
who's about
Like
to die,
2 minutes.
I'm okay.
If
No.
the episodes are longer, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
If it's for Adam to die, fine.
That's what I was saying. I wanted 3 30-minute episodes.
Right. Meanwhile, Ren and Nora are having a very direct and open conversation about their relationship, direct to camera. Who are we missing here?
No, we are not actually shipped.
And Weiss.
They're so hard. First of all, they're so shipped, and they're so canon.
They're shipped right on a cannon.
erstwhile, Weiss is summoning a giant knight.
Mm-hmm.
You're just giving me everything I want for this next episode.
Fight the Squawktopus.
Squawktopus Hydrogen.
Yeah, the Squawktopus Hydrogen.
Squawktopus Hydrogen. What you got?
Nothing with the Squawktopus Hydrogen.
No, I mean like. What
do you think? What do you think?
I think that Adam's either going to die in this one or the next episode, where I really want there to be a backstory as to how he got the face thing.
Yeah, they can't just bring that shit up and be like, nah, that didn't matter.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think that they're going to... I want them to use the mech, like, together to help defeat the Grimm, but I feel like they're going to defeat the mech right before the Grimm shows up.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, oh, well.
Oh shit! Now the thing that was supposed to be defending us is no longer here to defend us.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
so
fuck.
it seems like how their luck goes all the time.
we've destroyed the thing that's supposed to destroy the other thing. Now we have to destroy the other thing like the original thing was supposed to.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Squawktopus Hydrogen, plus the mech not dying right away, but the cannon obviously being destroyed. So it is.
They have to form a strategy together.
They have to form a strategy together, and then Maria having a shitload to do with how to fight it through picking up several members, and her having pseudo leadership role on top of RWBY, and then being the co-tactician group of RWBY and Maria, because I feel like the only thing speaking against that is that Maria worked alone most of the time. We don't ever know if she had a team at any point.
No, it was before fucking schools, I think, or she didn't.
Yeah.
She never went to an academy.
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily like a team like the schools do, but like
Right.
people that she actually traveled with, and maybe that was why she traveled alone, and blah blah blah. We might get more of that later, but that happening and them taking it down, I still want to see Super Paladin. I actually don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Super Paladin and the mech
Yeah.
take on
Yeah.
Subnautica Kraken
That's
dog.
what I fucking want to happen. I don't feel like it will, but that's what I want to
I
happen.
don't think that's gonna happen.
And then with Bumblebee, I want him to die this next fucking episode. I want the last episode to not have Adam in it.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
want them
don't
back.
Any shit with that.
I want them back with the team in the last episode.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I want him to actually die, not like be beaten to a pulp
Or fall off
anything.
screen like
Yeah.
some cinder shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I want him to actually die on screen, and I want there to be a little bit of exposition on how he got the scar and whatever. However that goes, doesn't matter. I just want something. And then them to make out at the end. No, I'm sorry.
That
then
could be what you want.
then them
but-
to like just actually, you know,
Fuck.
figure out
Red eyes.
I want that perfect
I thought that was Yang's
synchronized
arm.
I want that perfect
That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
I want that perfect synchronized battle moment of them two working together and taking him down, and that's it. That's pretty much all of my prediction that I actually need more to happen.
So, Bumblebee, I want them to throw him off the cliff, and then I want fucking Blake just from the top of the cliff to just come down with the sword and just just like subvert the whole. He fell off a cliff. He's not actually dead. Just come down and just fucking decapitate him.
That fuck is dead.
Like decapitate?
I mean, that's what I would like to see.
You would like to see, but what do you think was?
Stab.
Yeah,
Stab.
probably just like a serious stab wound.
Who do you think will get the kill?
I want them both to have it,
But the
they
final
hold hands.
who needs it more?
Yang.
Blake.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Blake has more history with him.
Yeah, Yang just
But
has.
she's much more over it than Yang is, though.
She just doesn't want him to be around. She would be perfectly okay with him just running away now and
Yeah.
not having anything.
She's fine with him existing in the world.
Yang,
But I don't-
probably
Right, but
isn't.
then it would be better if she killed him than Yang.
Yeah.
Because Yang is still holding some resentment
Right.
towards him.
I mean, Yang is, but she did say you better leave now.
Right, she gave him an option to.
Yeah,
Fuck
to get
out.
the fuck out, and that's probably only because she knows how Blake feels about it.
So
That's how I feel.
Right.
That she feel.
RWBY is going to get in the ship. Maria's going to fly her over to the mech.
Mhm.
She's going to jump on the arm.
So far, we're saying the same thing.
barely make it. Disarm the mech. They're all going to work together to take it down now that its offenses are fucking depleted. And then once the mech is down, then the Grimm isn't going to attack them.
It's gonna attack the city.
Attack
Yep.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dot is over by the city, and that's where the concentration of people freaking out is.
That's very true. All that
So-
earthquakes and then scared folks.
Aaron?
Well, I agree with pretty much everything you said about like, well,
Thank you.
what?
We don't know who you're pointing at.
Oh, I was pointing. I guess you mainly. But okay, so instead of it being like a Kraken type thing, yeah, Squawktopus. I want it to be like maybe there is one giant kaiju that like that comes up to like take out the biggest threat, but at the same time, typically whenever larger, more intelligent Grimm are out, there's smaller ones around them too. So maybe like a Squidju or Squidju.
Okay, so we're talking Godzilla '98, basically.
Yeah, like having like a whole bunch of giant crabs. Good, they start climbing up onto the island.
Oh, yeah.
A whole bunch of giant Grimm crabs like climbing down.
Do they have to be crabs?
They don't have to be, but
But it makes sense because they're aquatic and also land-based.
but I feel like there's going to be another separating event that happens to where some people have to take care of this, where other people need to go take care of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Monster Hunter? I want it to be like a Gyarados. Which is like a half fish, half...
Okay, yeah, no,
Tubby,
like,
yeah.
What if
I
like
feel what you,
Ren
I
and
smell
Nora
what
get
you're talking about.
separated during that, and that's how one of them gets hurt?
Why are you so ready for one of them to die?
I don't want them to die.
Then
I want
stop
them to have
this.
Yeah,
nice
I
shonen
almost forgot. While Weiss and her summons are fighting the little ones, and RWBY is silver eyeing the big Gojira, Ren and Nora are just fucking.
Just fucking...
There, that's the end.
And before
electricity going everywhere.
before they kill Adam, it's just Yang and Blake just bone,
getting it
just
on.
Yeah,
getting it
no,
on.
yeah, they pretty much they make him into a quadruped, cut off all of his limbs, and they're like, you're gonna watch us fuck
Yeah.
because we're in a relationship now. We're over you.
They're
They use
straight
this-
to camera. This is what we do all the time!
They use his sword as a
You
dildo.
act like I'm trying to actually shove this down your throat, and I'm not. I'm just trying to make a good case for the fact that this is how I feel like it will go.
But that's what like a huge percentage of people do is just like Yang inside of Blake right here. This is what you get.
Yeah, people are doing that, but I'm not doing that. That's
No.
what I'm saying.
The using the dance as the argument felt was the shoving it down the throat
Yeah.
for me. Like that's not a strong
America's
argument
not
for
ready.
Bumblebee.
Because Weiss
They're-
even talked to Blake. It wasn't just Yang that said, you need to come, you're gonna
Yang
die.
was the one that actually
Because
made
she's
it happen.
because
Weiss
she's a
tried to
teammate.
make her come, but only
Yeah.
Yang could.
Only Yang could make her come.
It was her fist.
We know that Yang was the only one that could make her come.
And then she told her
Every
mom
time.
and everything.
Well, that's just because she had the best argument. It doesn't mean that she only could have come for Yang.
And she's the only one who actually tried. She's the one who knows Blake the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, used her mouth, used her words.
You gotta hit the right buttons, man.
Yeah.
Speaking
Oh, I
of
got
hitting the
no-
right buttons. Why don't you go on down there and hit that subscribe button, like this here video, share with your friends, ring that bell for notifications, and thank you for watching the first word. We will see you next week. It's been an exciting run. Got 2 more episodes of RWBY, and then moving on to Genlock. It'll be a lot of fun. But until next week, bye.